Senator Pratt.
Thank you, Deputy President. Well, again in question time today, the opposition's questions and in their response in the debate now, we see just a political agenda, but somewhat surprisingly going into an election, no policy agenda at all. From Medicare, housing to anti-Semitism, quick on the attack, accompanied by selective hearing and selective facts. So let's turn first quickly to housing. The last government absolutely abandoned social housing and any kind of national housing initiatives through the Commonwealth. You turned your back. The opposition, when in government, turned its back on the needs of remote Indigenous communities in dire housing need, in areas where the Commonwealth had had a long history of sharing the load of building and maintaining houses in those communities. And I believe a Dutton government would do exactly the same. Equally, under the Rudd government, we saw a massive uplift in housing, in social housing, and places like St Pat's, which I've been pleased to visit, which houses people at otherwise extreme risk of homelessness, was funded during that period. And now we have a substantial agenda to deliver through the Housing Australia Future Fund hundreds of thousands of more houses for our nation. On the question of Medicare, what a joke to hear that critique from those opposite. So just to outline, when the opposition says, oh, the facts don't lie, well, they have pretty selective facts, let me tell you. When the opposition says bulk billing has fallen by 11%, what they're actually comparing it to is all of the COVID bulk billed injections that were done by the Commonwealth government, where people walked through the door, got their jab. That's what they have counted as 100% bulk billed, which is why today's bulk billing rates, they're actually pretty close to what they were under the last government. But we don't think that's good enough. We want to see that lifted, which is why we are investing in the bulk billing incentive. It's why we have opened 87 Medicare urgent clinics that are demonstrably diverting patients away from busy hospitals and emergency departments. And finally, the last topic that Senator Cash started with in question time today, trying to score political points off these appalling anti-Semitic comments taking place in New South Wales, the Bankstown Hospital. I looked up this particular incident on the internet, and it is indeed appalling. The holding of such views, as Senator Wong pointed out, is actually a contravention of federal law under APRA, which is the accreditation and standards body that coordinates health bodies. And I dare say those comments will also be an offence under the hate speech laws that we have just passed. But Senator Cash, rather than focusing on what was happening, what was being done to hold these workers to account, to stop it from happening in the future, Senator Cash wanted to invent some kind of idea that the Prime Minister should have done something other than what he did. Did Senator Cash want the Prime Minister to march into the hospital and sack them himself?
Thank you, Senator Pratt.